all of a sudden, there were many, many older women that were appearing unalived in their homes. Now, police, they were confused on what was going on because at the time, serial killers wasn't really a thing. So that wasn't like their first thought. So now they were trying to figure out what was happening and who was doing this. Now, before we get started, this is for entertainment purposes. Back in 2002 in Mexico City, authorities were receiving these calls about these older women who were unalive in their homes. Now, they all fall under the same category where they were living alone and they were getting government assistance. Authorities weren't sure what was going on up until they spoke with the witnesses, family, friends, neighbors, and they all described the same type of person, a short man with short blonde hair. The police were convinced that they were looking for a man, but it wasn't until 2006 where they received a break. On January 25th, 2006, there was a man who went to go check up on his neighbor, but to his surprise, the door was unlocked, and that was unusual for his neighbor. So he went inside and he saw a woman wearing a red coat. Now, she was exiting his neighbor's home, but he was entering and he found it very suspicious that this woman was there. Like there was something that didn't feel right. As he kept walking, he was shocked because he saw his neighbor on the floor. And when he went to go approach her, she had something wrapped around her neck. So he immediately rushed outside to see if he can find that woman because he knew that she must have done something. And I don't know if this was destiny or luck or just a coincidence, but there was a police car right at that exact moment passing by him, and the police immediately reacted and noticed that he was in distress. So he realized that he was trying to reach to the woman who was up ahead. When she saw that the police was there, her pace started picking up. So immediately the policeman tried to capture her, and he did. Now, when the police captured this woman, they found some items in her pockets. She had a receipt of wrestling rings and business cards of other professional wrestlers. She even had a keychain that said the name La Dama de Silencio, which means the Lady of Silence. Upon further investigation, the authorities realized that they weren't looking for a short man with short blonde hair. They were looking for a woman, La Dama de Silencio, and her name was Juanna Barraza. They say Juanna allegedly unalived 46 elderly women. Juanna Barraza was born December 27, 1957, and she had a troubled childhood. She alleged that her mother abandoned her and gave her to a man when she was only 12 or 13 years old. Now, she was going to be with this man who held her captive for 5 years when she gave birth to her first son. Unfortunately, that son was beaten with a baseball bat, but she went to have 3 more children. They would say that Juana would say that because of her troubled childhood, that's why she committed these crimes, because these older women would remind her of her mother and how badly she was mistreated. Juana was a super fan of wrestling or lucha libre. She would constantly go and hang out with them. She would even loan the wrestlers money, but she never became a professional wrestler. She would just do some amateur nights here and there, but she, in her eyes, she would consider herself as one of them. That's where the name La Dama de Silencio was born, because that was going to be her wrestling name. And they asked her why that name, and she said because she was very shy and she just kept to herself. Upon digging more information of who Juana Barraza is, they asked her how was she able to do this. and she said that she found a list of women with government assistance. Now, she particularly found those who were older women who lived alone, and she would go to their addresses and would say, "Hey, I'm here from the government to help you with your groceries," or "I'm a nurse to check your vitals," or "I'm a social worker to help with any issues that you have." She gained the confidence of these older women, and that's how she was able to get into their homes. Once she was able to go inside, she would use stockings, phone cables, and other household items to strangle these women. And the weird thing is that she wouldn't go there for financial gain. Like, she wasn't going there to steal valuable items, but she did took religious little trinkets with like saints on them or a crucifix or the Bible. Juana was sentenced to 759 years of prison and charged with 16 unalivings of older women. What do you guys think of this story? If you really like this true crime story and you want to know more, there's actually a Netflix documentary called Lady of Silence. So go check it out.